Did you know that Svalbard, Norway allows anyone from anywhere around the world to move in there indefinitely visa-free? Yes, you heard me right. Visa-free. You can move in there indefinitely. Svalbard, which capital is Longyearbyen, is part of the Kingdom of Norway. And if you are considering moving to Svalbard to live, there are several important factors to consider. Svalbard is in the archipelago that's set halfway between mainland Norway and North Pole. There are 2,500 residents approximately living in this place from different nationalities. Svalbard is outside the Shingen area. The most important industries in Svalbard are coal mining, tourism, and research. As a general rule, foreigners do not need visa, work, or resident permit from the Norwegian government to travel to Svalbard. However, foreign citizens with a visa requirement for the Shingen area must have a Shingen visa in order to travel to and from Svalbard to mainland Norway. And also make sure you can get a double entry visa so you can return to the Shingen area, mainland Norway, after your stay in Svalbard. Again, Svalbard is outside the Shingen area. So if you are from a country outside the Shingen area and this country has a visa requirement for Norway, you need a visa for Norway every time you travel to and from Svalbard via mainland Norway. You will need to visit the governor's office in Svalbard in person to get a visa. And in the same office if you want to report a crime or an emergency or licenses for hunting, fishing, trapping, etc. During the winter season, the climate can reach 20 degrees Celsius and more. Guys, that is crazy cold. And it's also complete darkness each day for 4 months from October to February. So if you are not used to cold climate, you got to prepare yourself. There are 3 main seasons in Svalbard: sunny winter, polar summer, and northern light winter. So you see, there's nothing like summer. Also, because it's dark and you don't get many vitamins from the sun, you must remember to put vitamins into your food instead. It can be supplements, for example. The summer temperatures on Svalbard ranges from 3 to 7 degrees Celsius, so it's even cold during the summer periods. Svalbard is so cold that it's a turn off to a lot of people. Obviously, you can see why the population is also so small, and if you are not used to cold climates, please stay home. And if you're not determined enough to explore, to have some adventurous life, then this place is definitely not for you. The human population at this place is so small that polar bears outnumbered people. There are 3,000 polar bears in this area. So because of this, the Svalbard government doesn't want anybody to put themselves in danger. They have made it mandatory for everyone to get a rifle if you are going outside the city, just to protect yourself. Svalbard is a safe place to be as there is almost no crime in this area. Most people rarely lock their doors to their houses. Longyearbyen is an island that has shops, museums, art galleries, restaurants, cinemas, etc. Things are more expensive on Svalbard because it's a remote location. Although you do not need visa, work, or resident permit to stay in Svalbard, but there are some requirements you must meet before you can stay in Svalbard. At the government website of Svalbard, they have stated that all people should be able to have enough funds to be able to reside in Svalbard, meaning you should have enough money to be able to support yourself whilst you are staying in Svalbard, or have a provider, somebody who can support or provide for you whilst you are staying in Svalbard. The Norwegian Ministry of Justice and Public Security will, number 1, refuse you entry. Secondly, anyone who lacks sufficient means to remain there. And thirdly, who are unable to take care adequately themselves. Now, it is also recommended that those of you who are planning to move to Svalbard should obtain work and housing first before arriving, because almost all accommodations in Svalbard is owned by the employers. So in most cases, you must have a job to get accommodation, because it is very difficult to get accommodation if you do not have a job. You can visit the NAV in short, which is the Norwegian Labor and Welfare Administration website. There you can search for jobs and do more further inquiries, or another option is to contact various employers in Longyearbyen, Svalbard directly. If you are sick or pregnant, then they would have to send you to Norway for healthcare. That's where the challenges come in, because then you will need a visa to enter Norway. So I'm gonna put the link below and you guys can follow. So yeah, this brings me to the end of this Svalbard Norway visa free for anyone around the world, and I hope you like this video. See you again in my next video.